Hey, hi. It's Doug Robbins, wedding officiant with this ring. Here with engagement, a channel I started to connect people. Engagement in the dictionary says to interview or to meet or come together. And I thought that was a perfect name for a wedding officiant who likes to talk to people about all kinds of things. So, although this series is the number 2 of our master series for weddings, for engaged couples, or those throwing an event or party, um, I thought it would be a great way to start. Last week we met with Lisa Lester from To Suit Your Fancy and Waylon Grin from Just Grin Productions, who's a great DJ. And I'm bringing on some other friends that are also very qualified, quality wedding professionals. And I'm really happy to have a really good friend, a great photographer on today. So I'd like to introduce to you someone who I think is a tremendous asset to have in front of you when you're getting married, a great photographer, and that would be Miss Cindy June. So Cindy, come on in again. Here you go.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back. Technical difficulties.
No. In this day and age of everyone Zooming, right? It's like, yeah, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, we've learned a whole new technology. I think we're pretty proud of how we've all adapted so well.
Yeah, we have.
It's been, a good way to reconnect and to be able to talk to an audience in a whole different platform, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pour a glass of wine, you can have a chit chat, you can get to know people, and that's what it's all about here, Engage.
No, I'd have my wine.
Cheers. So, Engage came about because a lot of us wedding photographers and a lot of us professionals or advocates don't have a platform right now. We don't have a way to go to wedding shows or talk to people or meet people. So I thought Engage would be a really great way to sort of remedy that by having, a few people on through this master series. It's a four-week series to to strut our stuff, to talk to people and get to know who's out there, and they get to know us. They get a flavor for who we are. They might pick up on some quirkiness that we all have or don't have, but it's what it is, right?
Yeah,
As you know, a lot of weddings last year were canceled. It took a lot of us, sent a lot of us on a whirlwind because our calendars are now being moved and converted, and brides and grooms are trying to adjust, find all their vendors that will work for their new date. And then lo and behold, the number of engagements are way up.
They are. Keeping up with restrictions is a full-time job for us.
I know, right? All right. So a lot of people
changes. I feel like it changes daily. So
it does. It does. It really does. So a lot of people got engaged. They fell in love during COVID. So they want to get married as well. So our calendars are very full. So I wanted to make sure that people had an opportunity to meet a few, what I feel are qualified people to be involved in their event or their wedding. So Cindy is one of the great photographers out there. We have a lot in Chatham-Kent, a lot of photographers, and they all have something different to bring to your wedding or to your goals or your wishes. And so I thought we'd just sort of share some of Cindy's great work and show you what she does a little bit, just to give you just a little taste of what she does, and then you'll have a better understanding of what she's all about. So before I get into that, I have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Don't panic; they're really simple.
So put me on the spot.
Well, that's what I do. You've been to my weddings before.
Oh, your weddings bring all the character. They're a lot of fun.
I do love weddings.
Yeah.
So, how did you get started in photography?
Well, photography has kind of been just an art that I've just had a passion for. I actually probably started with my first SLR probably in my 20s, doing more of just nature photography. I kind of just enjoyed being able to capture movement and seeing the details of life. And as I grew with a family and had a son, I started to capture his moments. And I realized through compliments of friends, just of my own family photography, that maybe I should get into it a little bit more. I was getting lots of compliments and people approaching me in order to take family pictures for them or pictures of their children. But at that time, I had no formal training. So I thought before I'd get into photography as a business, I decided to do some education in photography. So I spent about a year and a half getting that education before I launched a business. And I've now been capturing weddings for about 4 years full time. And wedding photography is just a fun, adventurous bit of storytelling. So you're almost like a journalist that stalks and covers the wedding day, looking for like moments. So moments that the bride and groom can go back to,
Yeah, that
and
doesn't sound creepy at all.
they can go back to them and see what was kind of even happening maybe when they were saying goodbye to grandma. So maybe me stalking the dance floor while they're busy visiting with guests, or capturing a response that their dad or mom might have had while they were dancing or saying a speech or something like that. So it's not only the big portraits that we do that you hang on the wall, it's also just following the day and leaving like memories for them to go back to when the day blurs by, and then they have something else to go back to.
Yeah, so many brides and grooms say to me it was just a blur, it was a whirlwind, right?
Yeah.
And it's always important to sort of find that moment. And I always make my couples do this to just stop before the service and just inhale and exhale. You know, by then they've had a 1,000 pictures taken by you getting ready and getting down the aisle. But they need to have that moment to really anchor themselves and take a breath so they can remember and recall. And even still, they won't remember everything because it's such a blur. And there's so much they miss and things going on behind the scenes that they don't know about. And so it's great to have someone there that can capture it. So you capture the candid as well as the
That's like a big part of our wedding. So probably about 20% or 30% is fixed portraits, where we actually come up with a setting we love. We stage the shots, so everything is just perfect. But the rest is just me held up with my guns, always looking in order to capture moments that they'll be able to go back to, and it'll tell the story of their wedding day. So I did share a few pictures with Doug.
I've got some, yeah.
And I made sure to capture some moments so that you can see that portion of photography.
Let me show you some of my favorites that you sent me. So this one here is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one's cute.
You know, to capture the confetti, the light, the laugh, the smile, the backlit. I mean, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, that is a.
But what I love is their smiles. Like it looks real, right?
Yeah,
it looks
exactly.
real.
It's not staged.
And you want to, your education brings you to the portion of the lighting and the setup. You want your images to look like a photographer took them, not maybe an uncle with a good camera.
Exactly.
So those are the skills we bring, but it's looking for those moments, the laughter, the smiles, that tells more to the story than just the flat picture of them dancing.
Exactly.
So that's what you want to hope to gather.
Speaking of dancing, this is also a great one too.
Yeah, so that's mom. That's mom looking over at her daughter when she's dancing.
Very
so you
proud.
can kind of see, and it tells a little bit of a story, how you can see his wedding ring in the one corner of the picture, and then you see the wine glasses, right? So it's kind of brings that feel of a party. But mom looking up on their daughter, as I was shooting the couple, I just glanced over at mom and I said to my assistant, her. So we went and we lit her in order to be able to get that moment of her looking over at her daughter. They will cherish that. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
They'll also cherish moments that happen before they dance or before they have their first cheers or say I do. Something like this, you know.
Yes. So during the morning, we spend a lot of time kind of stalking the wedding party. So I like to shoot my mornings in a candid way. So it looks like real moments, not staged moments. We do a fair amount of portraits, but what I do is my assistant and I work together kind of in sign language as she knows her directions in order to light as I'm shooting. So as you can see in that image is mom helping her daughter, which was pretty special, putting on her bracelet before the ceremony.
Mhm.
And you can tell by the way they're engaging that they don't know I'm there, which
Yeah.
makes it very special, like
Mhm.
makes it like a real moment instead of something that's so staged, right?
Yeah.
So that's as photographers what we are trying to get
Mhm.
to fill your kind of album down the road with those special, those bring feelings back when you
They
see
do.
images like that,
They do.
right?
They
Yeah.
do. This next one here, I really, because of my background also in art, which also is in photography, by the way. Uh,
Oh, great.
yeah, SLR Pentax 35 mil film back in the day.
Oh, yep. That was
Yep.
expensive way to do photography.
Worked in the dark room. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
This one
yes.
here, I love it because of its artisticness.
Yes. So
Right.
same thing. Like there's a story, like the bride's getting ready. But what I was doing in that, I was stalking her through a window and I
Hmm.
was using the reflection of the two panes of window glass in order to like you get the idea of her putting on her lipstick and fixing herself in the mirror, but in more of a creative way.
Yeah.
So it's more impactful. It's more a piece of art than a flat image that
Hmm.
you can get with your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
And that's our job
Exactly.
as photographers to bring you beautiful crafted images.
Yeah, and you mentioned cell phones, and I talk to a lot of couples about their special day, and when they're coming down the aisle, do they want they want it unplugged, and I'm a big fan of unplugged weddings because you don't have Aunt Melba with her iPad holding up to take a picture as you come down the aisle,
Mhm.
or phones. Now, granted, our phones these days take great pictures. They have
Oh, they
high
sure do.
resolution,
Yep.
but again, it's the composition, it's the way that it's set up, it's the quality of the image, it's the lighting of the image, it's the eye of the artist, which is what you bring to it. So
Mhm.
speaking of
Mhm.
artistic, this is one of my favorites as well.
Yes, I like how the
Hmm.
girls are all engaging in that picture.
Hmm.
And then the sky tells the story.
Yeah.
Like that brings the feeling to the shot. Like you can feel the warmth of that day and you can see a little bit in the girls, the wind capturing in her hair.
Yeah,
But it's like the fun of a group of girls, right? So
exactly.
again, not a flat image.
Yeah, the Girl Squad. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
or this as well.
Yeah, so sometimes I like to kind of stalk the couple. So you can kind of see in that like
Again,
I
not
usually
not
leave my
creepy at all.
wedding. Yeah, I usually leave my weddings filthy because you never know that I'm crawling into grasses or hiding behind bushes. But
I
it
know you
frames
are.
the image creatively. Yes, you've seen
Yes.
me at them. You know what
I
I look.
from my perspective at the front doing the
Yep,
service, and everyone is looking at me, they can't see Cindy, and I have to I'm a giggler. Things that
lying on the floor in
things
the
yeah,
aisle during the
you're on the
church.
floor, you're getting a shot, and I'm trying not to giggle because things that pop into my head, if I don't say it, I pretty much explode. It's actually in my contract. I can say whatever I want.
Or
But
you're trying to focus because
I'm trying to
you're
focus and you're rolling on the floor. So I think you're trying to make me laugh. Another great one here. Really
yeah.
tells that moment.
So
Again,
I love the
beautifully.
bride's face in that image, looking at her daughter. Like they don't know I'm shooting that, even though very stealth-like, I'm like backlighting my client to make it look like it has some dimension to it.
Exactly.
And but you can see, like they're gonna cherish that. Like she is gonna be walking that little girl down the aisle one day,
Mhm.
and look at her. They're gonna love that picture of her looking at her daughter, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Someday she'll be wearing the gown and
I know,
right?
and they'll be
Yeah.
in tears. Maybe I
Everyone's
won't be too old to
yeah.
shoot her wedding. Who knows
Yeah.
by then?
So I've got two more I want to show that I really like. This one here.
Yeah.
When I look at this one here, I mean, first of all, I think bloody cold, but
Yes.
whatever. People like winter.
But look
Not
at the intensity in the two of
the
them.
intensity.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And
Exactly.
that was me always being ready for a moment.
Mhm.
So shooting fixed portraits, but then keeping my camera up
Mhm.
before and after to see what they do as a couple. And she looked back at him after I shot my fixed image and I got that and it trumped my first image. Like
Nice.
I just love how she's looking
Nice.
at him.
So that reminds me of something that some people forget, that a qualified professional photographer can bring to their not only their day, but the leading up to the day. So engagement photos,
Mhm.
very important.
Mhm.
You want to have that announcement, you want to have that photo, you want to have that moment together. So that's a really great segue into the fact that you also do, you know, engagement photos.
Yeah, it is. There's a reason behind us doing engagement
Of
photos
course.
too.
Mhm.
Part of it is for our clients to understand what it's like to be in front of our cameras, so that the day of the wedding, they're comfortable with that part.
Mhm.
That they know that I move quick, that I'm very directive, that I'm going to instruct them so they won't feel awkward on their wedding day. They
Right.
get to know my
Mhm.
personality. We get to have a rapport with each other. So the wedding day becomes fun because
Mhm.
they already trust me. They've already seen some of my work and they know that I'm going to produce for them on the wedding day. So it puts the whole part of that at ease. Like
Yeah.
we do work to build great pieces of art that they can use for invitations and in front of the entry to the hall or things like that. But the biggest reason we do it is to build that rapport with the client and to just get some comfort with our clients. And that
Exactly.
way, the wedding day is just fun, smooth. They trust us. So
Mhm.
that's part of the reason we do the engagement pictures.
Now, this one here is so damn cute. There's no other way to put it.
Oh, I know. Look at those girls'
The
faces.
joy on their face is
I
just
love watching
incredible.
kids. I love watching kids because they're so real. It takes me a while though. I have to be part of a dance floor. Like I can't be on the outskirts. I have to be in their face because when I'm in their face, they get that they don't really see me anymore.
Mhm.
And when they forget I'm there is when I can get those images.
Nice.
Because little kids look at you. When you take a picture, they smile.
Mhm.
They look awkwardly. So I have to be around for a while to grab stuff like that. But
Yeah,
those ones just like tell such a story to me.
they
Yeah.
do. They
Yeah.
do. They're adorable, and it's something that is they'll cherish forever. And
Yeah.
it's award-winning photography. It really is.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
That's why you roll around on the floor to get those great shots.
I do it just to get you to laugh, you know? I try not to
Yeah,
distract the guests when
I
I'm
know,
down on the
right?
floor laying like this. I notice they're still watching you, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
well, hard to miss.
No,
Um,
the wedding days are fun. See the
Wedding
rapport we
days are a
have.
blast. We have a great time.
We do, yep.
So, and when it comes to kids, like
Mhm.
that last image reminds me that I always tell brides and grooms, you never know what's going to happen with kids. You
Yep.
never know.
That's why you
They,
talk to
right?
them. Yep.
Yeah. So whether they're coming down the aisle, bringing flowers, or just part of the wedding party, you
Yeah.
never know. So when we do rehearsals and they say, "Well, what about the kids?" I'm like, "Well, we can rehearse with the kids, but they're going to do whatever the heck they want
You
anyhow."
just
So
leave
yeah,
you
yeah,
just let the whole day play out.
yep,
And as a photographer, you're just in the background
hmm,
showing what happened,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there's parts that you have to direct, like fixed family pictures with our shot lists or formal portraits. But for part of it, we're just letting the day roll,
hmm,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Perfect. Cindy, as always, great talking. I want you to stick around for our next guest because there's a
I'm
reason for that.
excited. Yes, yes.
Well, you don't want to be in front of a camera unless got it done, right? So that's kind of
That
important. So
they're very important.
yeah. So I'm thrilled to invite in our next guest, who's waiting in the green room right now. She is the face behind Beautiful Faces by Gina, and she is a bit of a glamour star in her own right. That's what I tell her, anyhow. Welcome, Gina.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Welcome.
Cheers, you guys. I've been watching you guys.
Cheers.
Oh, I
Oh,
had
look, we're all
to
right
say
tonight.
cheers.
Glad you're joining us.
Me too. Thank you for having Doug.
Hmm.
For having me.
Your makeup looks so on point. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Gina, you do a lot of great custom work. And as I
Yes.
said before I brought you in, it's always important to have, put your best face on before You have photos taken. And I'm amazed at some of the videos you see online where, they contour here and they highlight here and they put on stuff like that you wouldn't think would work, and then all of a sudden they've got cheekbones they didn't have before, or you know, delineated nose, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, you make that happen without any effort, and you come in, and you get to work, and you do, whether it's the bride, the entire party, parents, whatever you need to do,
Mhm.
and you make it really great. Um, Far easier than watching those videos and trying to learn it yourself, right? Because
Mhm.
that's an art. It really is.
Mhm.
So I've seen your work, and I've got some pictures we want to show. But before we get to that, how did you get started doing this? Were you just the little girl in the mirror who liked to put makeup on?
I've always liked to do hair and makeup, right? I was a banker actually for
Oh,
yeah. I was a banker
wow.
every time. Yeah, I know. I know. Everyone gets shocked when I say I was a banker. I was all about numbers. But then, every time that we had events or banquets to attend, everyone would ask me to do their brows. Everyone would ask me to do their makeup and so forth. And my mom finally said to me one day, she says, listen, if you're not happy at the bank, obviously this is not something that you want to do. Because I was doing it for, hey, it's a job, it's a career, right? But I was always doing it, and then I just decided one day, you know what, I'm gonna have to do this. This is my passion. This is my calling. I love beautifying people, and I see past that. And I, as a makeup artist, come in and I enhance your beauty. And I love doing it. And I've been doing this for about 15, 16 years, and I continue to do it. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop. I love it so much.
Good. So, I come from a long line of very, I'd like to say proper, but I don't think that's the right word for my family, my aunts and uncle, my aunts. Dignified to be the word I'm looking for.
Mhm.
Where I would hear them say, "I'm just going to go to the ladies' room and powder my nose." Kind of an important thing that you powder your nose.
Yes, I'm just gonna go powder,
Yeah, yeah.
soak up all the oils, mattify myself, can't be shining. But nowadays, it's all about that. It's all about the glow, the dewiness, right? So now, I mean, who needs a powder compact in their purse? It's all about the lipsticks and honestly, the brows.
The brows are big. Yes,
They're
yeah,
on fleek
yeah.
and the lips.
The right color lip.
Sweaty. It's okay. The shinier, the better.
Oh well, then I'm in style.
Yeah.
Because this boy just secretes pork, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that's cool. So no more compacts, but you still want to have the right
Absolutely.
tone
Right.
from
Right.
side to side and top to bottom, of course, and the right shade,
Right.
because that's important. And you want to make sure that what you want to pops, and which brings me to my next point about and we've talked about this over several glasses of wine, of course, you and I. Um, Body painting.
Yeah. Airbrush.
Airbrush. You got like some cleavage going on down here, and you want to make
Well,
sure.
that's what we do. I mean, it all depends on, the dress that the bride is wearing. I mean, if some of them have tan lines, and
Mhm.
it is my job to make sure that I can kind of cover that up so that way you can't see it in photography and images. So what I try to do is I try to lessen the work for the photographer so they don't have to go in and edit as much, right? So I just go in with my airbrush gun and I'm just spraying everything. And if somebody wants something enhanced, I go in and do that as well.
Nice.
And just enhancing the collarbone and the shoulders and so forth, right? So that way, when the sun is capturing, or the photographer is capturing their picture, you can see a little bit of shine, you can see the contouring, you can see the dewiness, and it just completes the image.
Nice. Yeah, well, it's important. It's part of the job. I mean, it's a dirty job
Absolutely.
that someone's got to do it.
Yep, that's
So,
right.
yeah.
Well, my husband does it, really.
He
And he loves it. So
loves it. Yeah.
I do the face, he does,
Oh, from the
area. So I tell him, go for
go
it.
for it.
Fine.
Keep my
But I got
eye.
my eyes on
I
you.
got my eyes on you, Keith. So here's some shots you sent over. I want to share with everybody.
Mhm.
So beautiful faces here. I mean, well
Absolutely.
done. They look
Mhm.
gorgeous, of course.
Mhm.
And there's you know you know dewiness, beautifulness, eyebrows done. They look gorgeous.
Mhm. And a
Um,
bold lip color, right, to match the dresses, and it was
that is a
That is,
bold
yeah.
lip coat.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they wanted to match their dresses, and it was a fall wedding as well. So, a lot of brides, I usually say, go big or go home. I mean, it is your wedding. You are paying a service, and do it. I mean, you've paid thousands of dollars on the venue, your photographer, your dress, your jewelry, your shoes.
Mm,
Why not just enhance it and put the entire look together so that way there is a nice flow um, to the entire look.
absolutely, absolutely. Another great one.
Hmm. Yep. This is when they were getting ready at Retro Suites.
Mhm.
So it's just nice to capture them before the before the show, before the wedding. So it's nice to get images of them in their robe, just their behind the scenes kind of, oh, we're getting ready. We've got our mimosas ready.
Make no mistake, it's a show.
Yeah,
If if
exactly.
I'm doing the wedding, it's a
Yeah,
show.
that's right.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
It'll be entertainment.
Oh yeah, I try. So I asked for some before and afters, and I'm always shocked at the
Mhm.
before and afters. So here's a before and after. I mean,
Yes.
Beautiful.
totally
A
different.
beautiful bride, yeah. As
I
you
mean,
can see, you can see that her foundation matches, and her she wanted it to be simple but yet elegant, and she wanted a little bit of contouring, a little bit of blush, just to enhance her features. She's such a beautiful bride, and I really wanted to enhance her beautiful features. I mean, like, look at that smile. Like, I mean, the smile says it all, you know.
yeah. I
Just,
mean, tremendous.
even
Like the eyelashes alone. Like look at the eyes, the
right.
perfect lip.
Absolutely. It just complements, and eyelashes always complete the look, right? It just gives you that extra boom. You can have
Boom.
boom
Damn, girl.
because we all know what's going to happen at the end of the night, right?
Mm, that's where the boom comes in.
Don't go there. It's the wine.
Tickle me fancy. So cheers to that, baby.
Okay.
Boom. Ba ba boom.
Oh
Well,
my.
it is. I mean, it does complete the look, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's just like
It
when you're
shoots
going
well.
out. Exactly. And it's just kind of like, when you're going out for a dinner date, you do everything. And then what is it that a woman does? And a man too.
Yeah.
They spray themselves with cologne and perfume to just kind of, because they want to smell good and they want to
Yeah.
look good. So why not complete the entire look?
Yeah. Especially when they're in a large auditorium and there's a lot
Absolutely.
of guests
Mhm.
doing their
Yeah.
eye with those lashes. Just
Absolutely.
you feature on their eyes, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Beautifully
Absolutely.
done. Beautifully done.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Same bride again, all done up with her.
Yep. And that's her
Girl.
sister, her maid of honor.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
So I'm assuming that you also do makeup for if you're having a headshot done for work, or if you're having a glamour shot done. Do they still do glamour
Yes.
shots? I suppose maybe. I don't know. Why
You
not?
know what? There's a lot of glamour shots. There's a lot of boudoir as well.
Ooh.
Not just
Ooh.
tickle me fancy.
Oh.
Getting later.
Hot in here.
It's and it's also profile shots right now. The world that we live in right now. I feel like people are, like they are taking their pictures, and they're taking care of their face and their skin. They want to look good for their profile pictures, right? Because that's the world we live in right now.
Yeah. So there was actually a story done in the States a few weeks back about how people are applying for jobs and they're having to have a professional photograph
Yep.
with professional makeup, because when their resume arrives on their desk, they want to make sure that boom, there they are, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And I do also the entire bridal party, prom, graduation, birthdays, any special event. I mean, there's been days, you know, where someone will contact me and say, well, it's a date night or it's my anniversary and I want to get my makeup done. And you know, and I think you should, you know,
Yeah.
if you're going to go out for a nice, fancy, romantic dinner night, you do want to look your best. You do want to feel your best as well. So, you know, there doesn't have to be a specific reason as to why you want to get your makeup done. And sometimes it just, you know, you need that boost. So, you know, get your makeup done for a picture.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're a guest that's just attending the wedding, you know, it's just like how this lady was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So she attended a wedding and she wanted to get her hair and makeup done. So, you know, that is something that I do as well. It's not just all weddings. It's anything. Whenever you want to get your hair and makeup done, you just call Beautiful Faces by Gina.
There you go. There you go.
I like the words you used, make yourself feel beautiful. That really does, because a lot of women don't know how to wear makeup. Like we haven't been taught. So it does make you feel beautiful. Those are great words.
It does. Yeah. I mean, you know, and it's a beautiful canvas that I'm already working with. I as and I know the wishy-gushy stuff, right? But I as an artist, I just enhance everything, right?
Yeah.
You are born beautiful. You know, I just come in and I enhance everything that
or teach us, because we don't know how to do it.
Yes, I've been thinking about that too. So I've been thinking about, you know, online classes and so forth for my brides, because, you know, the world we live in right now. So
that's a great idea.
I still want to be a part of your day. How can I be a part of your day? So I figured, you know what, there are some brides that are very talented. A lot of my clients are also very talented in makeup. And I mean, if I can help you with a specific look, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So, you would laugh at me because during COVID, I'm trying to teach my clients how to do their own newborn photography because they're locked down. So teaching is a big part of service and being a professional in your industry, right?
Absolutely.
So unlike having a photographer there, you need to have a professional photographer to capture your day. Having a makeup artist do your face is a plus, really. Last week we talked about how, you know, yes, you could decorate your own hall and you could have Uncle Norm, you know, run the iPad to play music. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for all of that yourself. So have a professional do it so that you don't have to worry about it. It's your wedding, it's your day. So go get your makeup done, hire a great photographer to capture the moments, and you know, have everything done so that you don't have to worry about it. Because
absolutely,
you know, no one wants to be running around minutes before the wedding in a dress doing the last little zhuzhing, or you know, you want an artist there that can just say, okay, let me just touch you up before you go down the aisle.
Right.
That's really important.
Right.
Another great shot here.
Oh, yes. She wanted a very natural, neutral look, but just a little bit of contouring and in the eyes and the cheeks, just to bronze up her entire look. And stunning bride. Yep. Very, very beautiful.
And as you mentioned before, you not only do, you know, the bride but you'll do the whole bridal party as well.
Yep, I did the entire bridal party.
That's a lot of hours.
Yes, a lot of hours
done.
indeed. Yes, we were there early in the morning. Actually, I believe we were there at 8 o'clock, and we had to get everyone ready for both hair and makeup. And
being on time is important. So
very important.
Respect that.
Yes, because it takes at least about. I usually like to arrive at least half an hour earlier before I start, because it does. I need to find the best area to get everyone ready, right? To make sure lighting is perfect, making sure there is a setup table for me, stools. If there isn't, I bring all of that with me. I bring my own tables, I bring my own stools, I bring my own lighting. I don't like to bother anyone. I bring my own extensions. I just need enough space for my team and I to work. Then, you know, it's just about having fun. Get the mimosas ready and get the hot tools ready. And what else do you need?
And when the vendors you have are organized, your day just is about the fun, right? So it's good to hear that.
Absolutely.
When I show up at a wedding and the makeup artist is someone I trust like Gina, and the photographer is someone I trust like Cindy, and the DJ is someone I trust, and the decoration is by someone I trust, I call it the A-team. And,
yes, absolutely.
You know,
and then the day, the whole wedding party just has fun because we have done our work. The timelines are built. Everything's organized. and then everything runs smoothly, right? And that's
Yeah.
what you look for.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So you guys are both very qualified professionals in the wedding industry.
Yes.
And it's been a pleasure to work with you guys, and I hope that 2021 and 2022 we see each other every weekend, because this
Party.
We don't know if we'll have 5 at our weddings, 10, 50, or 100, but
I
if
know.
you love each other, just
Yeah.
do it anyway.
Yeah.
We've done it.
The smaller
once,
the circle, the better.
We've done the 2 of us, bride and groom, so it doesn't matter.
Cindy and I did a wedding where I brought my wife as the witness.
Yes,
and Cindy was a witness.
5 of us. That's it.
Was there 5? Yeah, there was only 5 of us. Yeah,
we were only allowed 5, so we had 5.
Yep. And we met in a designated spot, and bippity boppity boo. It was romantic.
It's
and
about
it was
the 2 of them. It's about
it was good. It was
anything goes. Anything goes, especially with COVID.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
a lot
about
of
the rapport the couples have.
So right now with COVID, of course, having smaller weddings, I tell a lot of couples when I counsel them that, you know what, if your budget was XYZ and you can only have like 25 people, roll the budget on them. Get the champagne.
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Absolutely.
Just elevate it.
Yeah.
Even if it's on someone's backyard or porch, still have a photographer, still have your face done. Splurge and have your maid of honor done, and have your mother done, and your mother-in-law to be done, because that's the wedding day you have. So make it the best it possibly can be.
And there's no right and wrong.
No.
It's just about the wedding, right?
Exactly. So, well, thank you guys very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Well,
yes, thanks for having us. It was fun.
Any reason to have a glass of wine with some friends, right?
Yeah.
Or a bottle.
It's still early, Gina.
I know.
Yeah. So,
hey, the second the daughter goes to bed, you got to bring out the bottle.
There you go.
Especially with kids not in school and in-home learning, that was a good excuse for it.
Right? Well, I have a 1-year-old, so I'm okay in the So well, thank you very much for having us, Doug. This was
thank you guys,
and I hope we can do this again.
So you'll find this content on our engagement Facebook page and our engagement YouTube channel. And down the road, you're going to also see all of this information in a handout or a booklet that brides can download and see the work, meet the professionals that were captured today. And we'll likely do this again in the fall. But after we're done this series, we're halfway through, we'll be turning our attention to other things that basically interest me. That's why I started the channel.
Yeah. Well, you'll be busy because I know you have many interests.
I have many
that'll
interests.
Be a lot of fun for you. You'll know the insides and outs of Doug. That's great.
Yeah.
Enjoy your evenings. Thanks.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye. Nice chatting with you.
Bye.
Again soon.